Lincolnshire had 2 months' rain in 2 days in June 2019, followed by more rain. As a direct result of the downpour, the River Steeping breached its bank at Wainfleet. The RAF drafted Chinook helicopters in to drop 270 one-ton bags of ballast to attempt to stop the flow. This was effective. At least 590 homes were eventually flooded. Livestock was also at risk if unable to reach higher ground. Emergency services were quickly deployed to get residents to safety. Many properties were uninhabitable, leaving the residents effectively marooned. Eventually, massive pumps were brought in by the Environmental Agency to help relieve the levels in some of the most vulnerable areas. The River Humber has its problems too. A direct discharge close to the iconic Humber Bridge. Not publicised as a tourist attraction, I'm sure. The results of a drainage backflow in the city, a consequence of system overload somewhere else. Agriculture has some responsibility too. Spreading animal waste is a contentious practice. Good practice indicates direct injection is preferable to spreading on top of the land. Around here, it seems to be a rarely used application method of choice. Hard paved areas of habitation create problems too, all runoff going into the already often old and overloaded sewers. Fatbergs are becoming more a common feature in urban systems as more fats seem to be dumped down the drains. When eventually it all reaches the local sewage treatment facility, the theory is that all the incoming product is processed in such a way that there is minimal effect on the environmental impact of the discharge. That does not always seem to be the case. If the treatment had been effective, these nets would not have anything in them. A heatwave forecast for Europe with temperatures reaching 40-45 degrees. Cooling off facilities in Paris. As temperatures continue to rise, here we have more techno-cooling in Spain. As the temperature rises, there are more risks ahead. Such extremes in heat have induced forest fires in many regions of Spain, creating challenging situations for the stretched authorities. They have been assisted by an EU-wide service that assists in such events. The after effects look like total destruction on a massive scale. An all too familiar seascape, volunteers make an almost futile attempt at cleaning the predominantly plastic waste. Demonstrators made a protest for a week in central London before being moved on. The waste plastic continues to be dumped, regardless of demonstrations. Efforts are being made to recycle some of the plastics. More needs to be done in this sector by everyone. Sir David Attenborough has been vocal and extremely effective in bringing the situation to the media attention. Power stations are changing from coal to more sustainable fuels in the UK, but lots of other countries are lagging well behind. This guy is getting nowhere fast. The politicians discuss and ponder over the next step globally. The excessive snow on the roof illustrated one of the side effects of global warming. The demonstrations continue. When they get out of hand, the authorities step in once more. The waste processing carries on. Some of the waste has found its way to Malaysia. They were not well pleased and returned some back to the UK. Back in the EU, they waffle on and on about the situation, yet never seem to come to any workable solution. Meanwhile, the stockpile grows and grows, often ending up in the oceans of the world. Meanwhile, the experts tell us how well we are doing. All the power stations are so eco-friendly, not. Meanwhile, the protests keep on going, and the police keep on removing them. As a result, the plastic piles keep on rising on and up. Could this be the final desolation of our planet?